I'm pleased to present RG Enriquez. She is the creator of Filipino vegan food, and today she's going to give you a terrific demonstration. Now, because she's so popular and we want you to all have samples, we're going to have a table in the courtyard. So we're going to ask you to exit the room and get your samples out there. Everybody, please welcome RG.
Thank you. Come on in. Welcome. Hi, everyone. Hi. Quick question. Who here has never been to an Astig vegan cooking demo before? Okay. Now, who here has never been in the San Francisco World Veg Festival before? This is your first time. Oh, wow. Welcome. So to those, this is their first time. Welcome. Thank you so much. I hope that you're enjoying your time, learning so much about the beauty of the vegan lifestyle. And to those who have been to the previous Astig Vegan Filipino cooking demo or to the past San Francisco World Veg Festival, welcome back. I am glad that you're interested learning what else can you do with vegan Filipino cooking. So yeah, what else can you, who here has tried making Filipino food before? Cooking it in the kitchen? Okay. How about tried making a vegan Filipino dish in the kitchen? Oh, okay. Brussels adobo. Yeah, Brussels adobo sounds good. Well, I'm just so incredibly humbled to be here and to share with you something that I'm deeply passionate about. I am grateful for the organizers and the volunteers for inviting me back. I think this is my third year doing this, so I'm just grateful to be invited year after year. And this is their 50th anniversary, 50. So that's wonderful to keep the organization going, not just for 10 years, not just for 25, but for 50. So amazing job, and thank you so much for putting this event for us, for the community. Well, what I'm going to be teaching you today is a vegan Filipino dish that is perfect for the upcoming fall season, winter, when it gets cold outside. It's very comforting. So Filipino food is very known for its comfort food. And my mantra with Astig Vegan, Astig means kick-ass in Tagalog, is that Filipino food can be vegan, healthy, and delicious without losing its soul. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's been my mantra, and that's very important for me because I was born and raised in the Philippines. So a little bit about me. I was born and raised there, and my family and I migrated here in the U.S. And one thing that would remind me of my home is Filipino food, my mom's cooking. But the problem is Filipino food, at least where I grew up from, is very meat heavy. So about 99.9% of the time, there will be an animal product there. If not meat, some kind of, maybe, yeah, even fish sauce. So, and my journey to veganism started in college when I took a nutrition class. And eventually, eating less and less meat, and then later on becoming vegetarian. And later on, not just doing it for health reasons, but going vegan for ethical reasons as well. But I am still very proud to be Filipino. I wanted to celebrate my culture. So how am I going to do that now? And it's very tough. It's not just, well, go ahead and just veganize it. Well, I still want to respect my heritage, and I want that traditional essence that would remind me of the Philippines. So with the help of my parents, especially my mom, she guided me, and she was an amazing cook, a full-time homemaker for at least 15 years, cooking Filipino food every day. And because of that, I was able to veganize Filipino food while keeping that traditional essence intact. And from there, I shared the recipes with as many people as possible, which brought me to in front of you. So I'm grateful that it turns out, if you look around, I'm not the only one interested in learning Filipino food that can be vegan. It's many of us. So, and it's not just online on stickvegan.com and also on YouTube, my YouTube cooking show, but here as well, the live cooking demonstration. So what I'll be making is not in a program. It just says Vegan Filipino, but it's not your classic popular adobo or, let's see, that's why I have a backup. Okay, not your typical pancit or adobo or lumpia, although who here have heard of those? Okay, although they're really great, but I want to show something else that Filipino food can offer that is savory, meaty, without the meat, and a little spicy, or can be very spicy, depending on which region in the Philippines. It's called caldereta. Who here has heard of it? Okay, so how do you define caldereta to you?
All the Filipinos raise their
Yeah? It's very stewish, yes. So it's rich, creamy, and it's very, it's heavy on the tomato sauce. Some versions have pork, some versions have beef, some versions even have goat meat. Well, I'm here to show you that even caldereta can be vegan. All right. So what I have here is a pot, that medium-sized pot I'm just heating up, and I'm going to explain to you the ingredients. So this is great for Thanksgiving, for the holiday season, for potlucks and parties. I made this for a potluck that's not vegan, and I'm just so grateful that people really enjoyed it. They came up to me. They didn't have to. I didn't ask them. You know, I just kind of went like, okay, you know, they don't like it, it's fine. But they came up to me. It was like, who ate this? Who cooked this? And they came up to me and they said they really enjoyed it. All right. So whether you are Filipino who is now vegan or leaning towards going vegan, well, this dish is for you. If you're like me who miss Filipino food or who want to celebrate their culture, this recipe is for you. Or if you're vegan, but if you have a Filipino partner or friends, loved ones, co-workers, you can totally make this dish, sort of bridging the gap, and introduce something vegan in a very loving way. Because cooking for somebody is a very nurturing and loving gesture. It's a very sweet gesture. Or if you just want to expand your repertoire in the kitchen, and if you want to try something more creative, something out of the box, out of your comfort zone, you can make this as well. Okay, so the ingredients, very simple. I'm going to give you options. It's up to you if you want to use all of them to just be really creative and have fun with it, or if you want to just have something simple. And so you can also, it's a very forgiving dish. So, okay, I'm going to pour a little bit of oil. Just enough to cover the base of the pot here. And I have my aromatics. Now, you don't have to write this down. I have the recipe on stickvegan.com and on my YouTube cooking show. So I have the business cards later for you to check out. So right now, I just need you to watch this so that you know how it's done. Okay? Oh, so garlic first. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. You heard that sizzle?
A little bit.
Yeah. So just 3 cloves for, But you can add more if you want, or you don't have to. I have a friend here who she doesn't do onions and garlic. All right, now I'm gonna do the onions. About 1 onion, yellow onion. I'm gonna add a chili as well. So like I said, this is a spicy dish, but it's gonna be not super spicy. And you can use jalapeno, you can use serrano, finger chili, but habanero if you want, if you really want it spicy. Or some versions, they're not spicy at all. So if you don't want to make this spicy, that's fine. But for today, I'm making it slightly spicy. So that's 2 serrano chili pepper. And you want to saute that until the onions have softened. Okay, so while we're waiting for the onions, I'm going to move on to the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so far so good, right? Yeah, okay. So we have also green bell pepper and red bell pepper. I'm going to add that anyway. Okay, and we have those are the aromatics with the bay leaves, dried bay leaves, about 4 pieces. And then you're moving on to the hearty ones, like carrots, potatoes, and for the broth we have coconut cream or coconut milk, because the traditional caldereta uses cheese. Okay, if you want to make it more whole-based and vegan, that's coconut milk. But if you're like, actually, I just wanted to make it really hearty and comforting, then what can you substitute for cheese? Vegan cheese. So it's vegan cheddar cheese. So the Filipino traditional version has cheddar cheese. You can put vegan cheddar cheese or coconut milk. But I'm going to add both today to please both sides, okay? And then we also have the optional ingredients. Now this is when you can have fun with it. Now for the meat substitutes, I have here, who here freeze their tofu before frying? Okay, yeah? Why would you want to do that?
Or they still spongy and then it soaks everything up.
Exactly. So that's my technique. I freeze the tofu. Do you remove the water? I remove the water. You remove the water, freeze the tofu, and then you defrost. And then you cut it however you want, and then you fry them. That makes it chewy and kind of spongy. So that's how I veganize, replicating pork. Now, okay, go ahead.
Can I ask what else you can use besides curry?
Oh yeah, so how about, I'm also using something that to replace the nice and Filipinos use goat meat. So it doesn't sound appetizing, it can be off-putting, but really, the reason why it's there is because it's the juiciness and the tenderness. Well, you can do that with vegan cooking too, with jackfruit. So I'm putting here jackfruit. Yeah, and they're available at Asian grocery stores. So I just added it in. Asian grocery stores or Whole Foods. Where else? Rainbow. If you want to go the traditional route and prepare it yourself, you can buy the actual fruit at Poppy. Where is that? Ducloy, right? Oh, there you are. Okay, so I added a jackfruit. I'm gonna add hearty potatoes and carrots now. Very forgiving, right? I mean, you can totally do this at home. It's not that hard. All right. So I steam my carrots and tofu ahead of time. But I only did that because I only have 30 minutes right now. And then we're going to do the samples outside. So, but at home, if you have plenty of time, it's up to you. If you want to, I would actually highly suggest to not boil or steam your potatoes separately. You want to add it in after you prepare them, cut them, slice them.
The flavor.
Yeah, exactly. So the flavors remain there, but it will still be okay.
No, we put the secondary, right?
Yeah. Yes. So for you guys, I made differently this year is that I also made another batch. So that nice thing is not only is this forgiving, but it's actually better even the next day. So I made something last night for you for the samples, and we have this as well to try. All right, so if you want to just relax on Thanksgiving Day and you don't want to cook anymore, then you can make this the day before. And just relax with your family and friends. All right. Okay, so let's pretend that you're just adding the raw potatoes just now. This is the time when you want to add the liquid and wait for the potatoes to soften. Okay, so I'll add 1 can of tomato sauce.
Did you cook the tomatoes already?
I'm sorry?
Cooked the potatoes.
Yes, I cooked the potatoes separately just because we're short on time today. Right. Okay, I added the tomato sauce and I'm gonna add vegetable broth. If you can find more of a mushroom broth based, because this is we're veganizing some meat and potatoes too. So the more umami, the better. So if you have access to mushroom broth based, then about 2 cups of that.
Or just put fresh mushrooms in there.
Right. Well, mushroom retains a lot of water.
Oh, okay.
So you may want to get like dried mushrooms or something concentrated like mushroom flavor. Yeah. Maybe pulverized shiitake mushroom, something like that. Okay. Now, moving along to make it even richer, I'm gonna add coconut milk. So this depends how much. This is the fun part about cooking, is that I also want to make you feel confident making this, even if you've never cooked Filipino food before. So this part, I want you to add 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup. So that's about 4 tablespoons. And then later, taste it and see if you want to add more. So, because each, brands of coconut milk, they differ sometimes. All right. Was that the 4th one? Okay, thank you. Just checking. Okay. All right. And then, might as well, add the vegan cheese.
Is that diet or?
This is follow your heart.
I follow your heart.
Yeah, I shredded it myself. I think it's just cheaper to buy the and then shred it yourself. Okay. And another meat substitute is like what we do. This is what it looks like. So you freeze the tofu and then defrost and fry. But you don't even have to. I mean, if you're watching your fat intake and you just want to add tofu and not fry it, that's completely fine as well. Oh, good catch. Yes, savor every bit. Should you use firm or soft tofu? I would highly recommend firm. Only because you're gonna mix this around and it may get mushy. It may get broken apart. Okay, I'm gonna add more now of the mushroom broth. Uh-oh. Right there. I wish you guys can see. There, it looks like that. Okay. Oh, you want? Okay, photo op. Okay. Okay, so we're almost done. So just a quick recap. Aromatics, right? And then what else? Yes, the hardy ingredients. And what's nice, see, the meat version, it takes at least an hour and a half to make this because of the meat. Well, guess what? The toughest texture with this one is just the potatoes. So it will only take you 10 to 15 minutes to soften that up. And that's it. And then you add your sauce, soup sauce, and you add the optionals, your meat alternatives. Who here likes olives? Green olives? About half? Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit. So the traditional touch, you put green olives. I love green olives. I was gonna put the whole thing, but if only half of you are okay with it, I'm gonna add half. Okay, and green peas, just to have that pop of color. So once again, the website is on astigvegan.com, and also if you YouTube search Vegan Filipino, you'll see my face, and my cooking show is there. You'll see other recipes aside from caldereta. I added a lot. Sisig, pancit, palabok. You can find all kinds. There's kare-kare, very festive Filipino food, ranging from almost vegan anyway to unbelievably, how can you veganize it, but it's possible dishes. Okay?
So instead of peas, could we use okra?
So instead of peas, can you use okra? It depends, because okra, if it breaks down, it may alter the texture of the sauce. But have fun with it if you want to. Yeah.
I'll put it over some okra and I'll
Yeah.
and let you know.
Yeah, let me know. Okay, so or you don't have to add peas at all if you don't want, or you can add green beans if you want. So I'm just showing you the traditional version, and then as soon as you have everything, its main base, then feel free to add. I mean, there's even liver spread people put in. You can veganize that by putting so. The reason why Filipinos put that is for earthy flavor. So you can totally veganize that by putting mashed lentils or tempeh. Well, I think that's pretty much it. But before we start sampling, I have to taste. You always have to taste, because I always say this, every brand is different, and you also may want to put more coconut milk. My favorite part. Okay, it's.
I always say a good cook tastes the food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true, because you always want. I mean, you don't want to just blindly make this and the recipe is tested. It's okay. No, you want to empower yourself. It will develop your palate as well if you keep tasting. So the thing is, it's gonna simmer a little bit. It needs to break down the chili pepper some more, but it's pretty much done. I'm gonna add just 1 dollop of coconut cream, just to make it, 1.5, just to make it creamier. Oh, okay. I'm gonna add a little bit. Oh, this is completely optional. Now I'm just having fun. A little bit of pickle relish, sweet pickle relish. That sounds random, but believe me, it's one thing that you makes your people who try it. They're like, "That's good. What is that? I can't pinpoint what is it." It's a sweet pickle relish. Okay, so
doesn't that bring salt to the dish?
yeah, yes, a little bit of saltiness, and kind of similar to the olives. It kind of brings that out. Okay, speaking of which, now a little bit of salt. Why would I do that? It's just to bring out the flavors of the other ingredients, not to make it salty. Okay. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then we're gonna head out the door so that we can. Oh, so I would love to talk to each one of you, but we don't have time to do that. So I have put together just survey forms for people to fill out. I want to know more about you, or if you just want to give a comment, so I can tailor it to however you like the next time. Okay. We are done. We got a winner. Yeah. Oh, I hope you enjoy. And if you have questions, just come up.
Thank you very much. That was